All right, coming down in 3, 2,
Oh my God.
and 1. There you go. All right, in studio with Miss Betty, who welcome to Z9,
Hi.
Betty.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty stoked to interview right now. I've been stalking you on social media,
Yeah.
and you seem like an amazing human being.
Wow. Thank you. That's a good compliment for watching social media. I feel like that's what you want people to think of you as opposed to I don't
And
know.
it's like someone whack. No.
Yeah, great.
No,
I'm glad you feel that way.
totally awesome. And and then the thing is dude, your fans are so the support's
best.
crazy.
They're literally so nice to me. It's really actually quite crazy. And I feel like I know enough to know how really special it is. I've seen the way that other people's fans are with them, and I really do feel like I have something special with my fans. They're very they're gonna take me all the way, dude.
I know, and
I
it's
feel really lucky.
And you're cool to them too. You're not one of those artists that's like, oh hey, yeah, you like my music.
No pictures.
You should, thanks for liking my music. Peace. You definitely show love, and you do a lot of shows. For people that don't know, I know this is such a basic radio question, but it's important to ask you, what's it like for a Betty Who show?
Oh my gosh, Betty Who show is really, really fun. I dance a lot. I play a couple songs, acoustic, break some stuff down. I try and have a lot of energy, and I try and make you feel like when you walk away, you should feel like we know each other. I really like people to feel like they get a good enough chance to kind of understand kind of who I am and why I'm here. And that you've just had the best night ever. I love when people come with their friends or their family, or even especially what I love is I've had a lot of people tell me they come to my shows alone because they're like, I don't know, nobody else wanted to come with me or whatever. And I just got a ticket and I didn't really think about it. And I showed up and I was kind of nervous. And then so many people were so nice to me and I made friends. And now there's this kind of intercommunal, people becoming friends at shows and coming to shows together now from then on. It's a whole thing. There's a whole Facebook page. It's pretty cute.
What's if for us that want to join the community, where can we find that?
Well, the Facebook page for my fans is called The Who Crew, which is pretty cute. It's one of my favorite Facebook pages in the world because we're just
Crew.
Oh my God, The Who Crew is the best. But on Twitter and Instagram, everywhere else, you can find me at Betty Who.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, all right. Now again, very generic radio question, but people want to know. Okay,
intro. We're doing intro.
Where the music. What's the current thing we need to be on the lookout right now? Aside, we'll get to the album, Betty, because there's gonna be some deep stuff I got to talk to you about the music. What is the current thing we got to be on the radar with Betty Who right now?
Well, I just got off tour with Panic at the Disco, which was pretty amazing. So that is all finished up, which I'm really happy and excited about. And right now, I'm just pushing my single "I Remember." I'm gonna be hopefully making some more videos in the next couple months, and I'm going on my headlining tour. In April and May, May and June. Yeah. I know what year it is. I'm fine. I've got it. I figured it out. May and June, which I'm really, really excited about. I love performing is probably my number one favorite thing to do. I feel like I cycle through because I'll get off tour and I'll be like, oh my God, I never want to play again. And I want to get into the studio. And then I'm in the studio for 2 weeks. I'm like, oh my God, I want to go play shows. So I'm really looking forward. It's the first headlining tour I've done, I think since the summer of last year. And I've just been playing festivals and opening and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. You forget what it feels like to play for your own fans.
Yeah.
Because I was on the Panic tour and everybody was really nice. I mean, it was sort of a dream setup for me and everybody was so nice to me and it was such a good experience. And then I played a show for a bunch of people who had come to see me. And they were singing the words back to me instead of a group, 20,000 people who've never heard of you before. Instead, there were 200 people there who were all singing the words to me. And I was like, this is so nice. I forgot how great this is. So
200 is going to be now it's 3,000.
I can't wait.
Thousands now. Now, aside from the headline, what's the difference between the main difference between a festival and a headlining show? I know, multiple crowds. Is the energy different or it's kind of the same thing, but now it's all about you?
I think, it's the same sort of show. I think there are some more bells and whistles, obviously, when it's your own tour because you're bringing all your own stuff every night and you have a system and you have people who are set up to put it in. It's the thing with tours, you want to make it as consistent as possible, right? So we're trying to have the same quality of show every night. You show up to a festival and you have no idea what backline they have. You have no idea what the stage looks like. I've gotten to festivals where I'm like, we're not going to fit on this stage. And we've had to cut people from the show basically to make the show work on stage. It's pretty crazy.
It's intense.
It's really intense. So I think for me, that's one of the biggest differences. But then also performing, we made a joke about the Panic tour being the recruitment tour of 2019. I feel like festivals are similar, where it's like there can be people who are super psyched to see you there, but there are always people who would never buy a ticket to your show at a festival who just came to check you out because they're there. And that's kind of something that I like to really focus on. I think I'm really good at it. Is I'm up there and I'm just like, I want to draw you. I want you, like, I want all of you to be so excited and so happy to be here. And so I sort of feel like it's like a challenge for me. I'm very, you tell me I can't do something and I'm like, I'm going to have the best show of my life tonight. So when I get in front of people who have never seen me before, I actually feel like I work way harder and I'm like, you are going to love me. I will make you like the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I just got a little
Yeah, you're all jazzed.
I got a little jazz. I love it. Now also, dude, you got multiple backgrounds, Australian, but you've been in the States for a while too.
Yeah.
Like, what's the biggest? I've a lot of my I'm Persian, so we got a lot of family in Sydney and all that. For me, it's kind of the same except for the Vegemite and driving on the other side of the road.
Vegemite will do it. Yeah.
What's the biggest difference aside from like from Australia, the music scene in Australia and in the States? Because now you're both like you're not one or the other. You're like a mix of both.
Yeah, and I think the internet has made there are a lot of things that are very similar now. So like you'll go to Australia and half the songs you hear on the radio you hear everywhere else in the world, and it's like it's very similar. But I think there are a lot more Australian artists who get their time in Australia, who get their due in Australia. So I think when I go home, mostly I'm excited to hear the new music that I feel like I don't really get access to here, just because of the culture of whatever. But I think this is really stupid. But when I moved to America, like one of the number one things that was the most different for me was I grew up thinking that yellow school buses were like a movie thing.
Really?
I don't know why. I just didn't think that they were real. Like I just thought it's in the movies. They don't actually all have the same bus that looks the same everywhere across America. And then I got to America and I saw one. I was with a bunch of other teenagers, and I was like, oh, my God, a yellow school bus. And they were all like, are you kidding me? And they all made fun of me for the rest of the time that we were all at camp. They were all laughing at me, being like, oh, yellow school bus, so exciting, right? And I was like, can you leave me alone? I know. I was very, fresh off the boat. I was pretty excited about it.
It's okay if it makes you feel better. My cousins and, their friends, made for the first time I went to Sydney. They live in Woolloomooloo, and,
Oh, Woolloomooloo.
Yeah.
That's very close to where I used to live.
And I thought, just my idiot self was like, oh, Australia's got just land of kangaroos. And I get to Sydney and
people think that kangaroos are just going to be like deer on the side of the road in Sydney, but it's not the way it was.
Yeah, it's not. It's a full blown city. Like my friends, you were like what'd you expect it to be? It's a.
Someone has legit, I'm not even kidding you. Someone legit asked me, they were like, I heard people ride kangaroos. And would you ride kangaroos to school? I was like, are you kidding me? So but that was I guess I thought that yellow school buses were fake. So what do I know?
There you go. But see, now we've come together and learned.
Exactly. We're just learning about each other's cultures. Yeah.
That is awesome. Now, all right. The next thing I want to bring up, especially the album Betty, and when I first heard it, and radio DJs were always stuck in our own ways with music, and when I was told about you need to listen to Betty Who, and I was like, huh? But then they're like, no, you need to go check it out. And
I feel like everybody's like that a little bit. Like I'm in the music industry and someone will be like, you have to listen to this album. I'm like, yeah. And then I'm just like, 6 months later I listen. I'm like, this is amazing. Why haven't I been listening to this? I don't know why we do that.
I don't know.
But we
do
it. I know. I relate.
It saved me a lot of man, I wish I knew this. I wish I knew this a year ago.
Yeah.
And the first thing while I was getting ready for the interview, I was like, all right, let me peep her out on Instagram and see what she's about, just to show I'm a prepared radio DJ. And I'm sure there's a question in all this long thing. It's just an amazing album. That's why.
Thank you.
I was like, wow. And I was like, wow, this person is by far and I aside from my girlfriend, but and I usually don't say this stuff, but by far you're one of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life.
Wow.
Real talk. It's not.
Oh my gosh.
No making it up.
Thank you.
And it's because I think it's when I saw you on IG and everything, I was like, man, this person is real. This person is not trying to be anybody else but her, and it's her confidence. I loved your style.
Thank you.
You're just everything. It's you. It's you. You're comfortable in your own skin, and we get a lot of people that come here and they're They can tell they've been packaged a certain way, be a certain way, and then with you, it's just real. It's real. This is who Betty Who is.
Yeah,
either love it or hate it, but you're gonna get it.
That's actually it's kind of my life philosophy too, because I don't, as an adult at least, I have so much less time for people who don't make me feel good about myself or don't get me for who I am, right? So if I think in my earlier years I spent a lot of time kind of either toning down or toning up or whatever I had to do to sort of make other people comfortable and feel like I was accepted, as opposed to, you know, the people that I have around me now. I feel like I'm so loved, especially like I even feel this way about my fans, like the people who have been by my side and supporting me throughout my career have all made it very clear to me that they really care about me for who I am, not because somebody told them to or because they, you know, it's cool to care about me. You know, it's like there's something about it that I feel so grateful to have this space for myself. And you know, I wouldn't be good at being literally anything else. And I wanted to do this. I wanted to be a singer and a performer and an artist because I felt like I had all of these things that would make me really good at it. But I also felt like I was constantly being told that, but I didn't have, you know, it was like, oh, you got the total package, but also you're not good enough. And I'm like, I don't get why. Like, I feel like
that thing. That's what drove me to like, I literally was like, wow, like this person is, it's comfortable. Like it gravitated me towards the music. And the one thing I wanted to ask for sure is how do you stay true to who you are, especially in the music industry? You know, you're a seasoned vet in it. With just like, you know, dealing with it with probably a bunch of other people say, hey, maybe you should do this, you should do this. Like your music, your style. How do you just stay true to you?
I have a hard time listening. I don't know if that's like, you know, apparently I'm not great at communication or listening to when other people tell me what to do. So I think I have a very like visceral response to somebody being like, well, you should do this with it. A lot of the time it's negative, and it takes me a long time to like walk back from it and be like, okay, listen, is this a good idea? And I should listen to this person, or am I just being selfish and like, you know, or is it good the way it is? And I think I'm very analytical. And I am very precious with my songs and my music, and what I guess I'm equal parts really precious, but also like at some point I really relinquish control, and I'm like, I think this is awesome, and if everybody else does, cool. I think my sort of rule is always that I have to be super psyched about it. I would never put out a song because I have many songs that all the people who I made it with, my friends who I've played it with, are like, I love that song. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't, something about it doesn't feel right. And I'm sorry if that pisses everybody else off that you guys want to put this song out and I don't feel like it, but I don't feel like it. And this is, being an artist, you're supposed to, that's like the whole point, right? Is that you're making art, you have a vision and you're creating something that you think is exactly the way that you think it should be. And I think a lot of hands get put into music sometimes. A lot of minds, sometimes too many cooks in the kitchen can be a real problem. And I've tried to condense that a little bit and make sure that I get to be in control, because that has been a huge problem for me in the past. And I really, especially with this album specifically, I really, really, really wanted to put it out knowing that it was exactly how I wanted it to be, and that it came out on my terms. It came out at the time that I wanted it to. You know, I think being able to say, I want to put out a song in a month, and everybody going, cool, let's do it. Like, that should be how it is.
And yeah.
You know, and that feeling is so liberating to me and so exciting. And I feel like, you know, the music industry is changing a lot, and we still haven't really figured it out. And it's kind of exciting because maybe there's all this space for all these people that wouldn't be successful normally because we have the internet and all this stuff, or, you know, maybe we haven't figured it out yet. And it's kind of a crazy ride. I'm just sort of feel like I'm white knuckling it a little bit. I'm just holding on for dear life.
Hey, it's working.
Yeah.
It's working.
I'm trying to enjoy it along the way.
I mean, like you were saying, like, you know, at your concert, like, you know, I try to show people what I'm about, and they get sucked in. Like, that's what happened to me. Like, after I was like, man, this person looks amazing. Like, oh my god. Like, I went and listened to the album, and it was like a double whammy again.
I love that it took you to the record though, because I feel like on social media, like, you know, so much of it is not really just about the music. It's about who you are, and you know, also like fashion and movies that I watch and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like there's so much else that I put, I feel like, into social media that's not just about my music. So I'm glad that if you looked at my social media, you're like, I want to know what this girl's music sounds like.
Yeah,
that's exciting to me.
It's something that I was like, man, I just love like her daily routine, what she does. Like, if this is what she's like, and like this, what's the music? And then like I opened up, I started playing Betty, and I was like, wow, like. Just How You Should Know, I was like, man, this is so intense.
I love
like,
that song.
Like, it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm drunk. Yeah. Like, my ex, like it's so powerful, and it's not.
Song is real for me. That song is real. So real for me.
It's real for everybody in a sense.
God.
Real for everyone in a sense. And like for you to just like put in that realness. What do you want people to know about Betty? Like, I took it as, hey, this is who I am, and this is what we've all been through. every situation, even in the beginning. Like the first song, you're going hard.
Yeah.
The first song is like, I'm waking up.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm naked in my house and I'm feeling myself. Yeah, that's the first song, pretty much.
It's something that portrays to everybody's. Is that what you were kind of going for on Betty? Because like, yeah, that's what I was like. Man, I like. It was like, even like language, like kind of was like, I
love language. Yeah, I think I really want to. I think I'm really relatable because I think I try and be really real. I try not to be like unattainable or whatever. I'm very candid about how hard I work to get where I am. I'm also really candid about where I still want to go and the kind of person that I want, the standard I hold myself to as a person. And I want to be, a good person. I want to be able to also be really happy and enjoy my life. And I'm still figuring all that stuff out too. So I think that all wrapped up into my record for me is like, I just want people to feel like I can be the soundtrack to their life, to have songs on the record that make them really emotional. I want to move people. I think that's what music is about, right? Is you hear it. It's really rare for me to hear a song and literally be stopped and be like, oh my God, who is this? Or like, wow, this feeling is, I can feel what they're saying so intensely. And I, it's the reason I wanted to do this is because I had so many of those feelings when I was a kid. It kind of showed me so much. It taught me so much about love and life was listening to music. Listening to a Joni Mitchell song. It's like that taught me so much about love is listening to music. And so I want to make something for everybody. If you're trying to, go out for a night with your girls or your dudes and you're like, I'm trying to get hype right now, I want to have that song. But I also want to be like, my boyfriend broke up with me and I'm crying in the shower and I need to listen to a song. I also have that because that's like human. That's humans,
real,
right?
You're real.
We all have so much range and we all go through so much together as well as in our own lives and in our own worlds, and it feels really isolating so much of the time. So like that's what music is it's sharing stories that everybody feels the same thing that you feel. It's like the human condition to feel alone and totally like nobody else could know how you're feeling, but everybody knows. And so I like to write songs that you go like, oh my God, I can't believe you felt this too, because I did too. I felt this.
Exactly. That was the biggest thing. And I was like, and then I was like, wow, I can't believe how did I miss this? How did I miss this?
People have been telling you for months, man.
Oh, yeah,
You finally on it.
So my bad. Like you guys need to check out if you whatever mood you're in, you gotta listen to Betty.
Yeah, there's something for you. There's something for you there.
Whether you're sad, listen to Betty.
Yeah.
Whether you're happy, listen to Betty.
Yeah.
So you're good. All right. So I know you got like a super busy schedule.
No, you're fine.
What's like one aside from the album, aside from the single, what's something else we need to like? Can you give us a Costco sample of what else we should be a lookout for you in the future?
Ooh, yes, I can.
Or Tesco sample.
Yeah.
Tesco in Australia? Or
no, yeah, I get Costco. I've been here long enough. I got it. Right now, for me, the thing that I think I'm most excited about, apart from the record, which kind of just came out, I feel like I'm still kind of riding that a little bit. But the thing I'm the most looking forward to is putting together my tour. It's one of my favorite parts. I always feel like I'm in an MTV episode of like making the tour. I'm like, there's rehearsals, everything's going wrong, and I'm like, where's my MTV crew? This is such a like moment. I feel like it's truly where I feel like I'm living out my like NSYNC Britney Spears dreams. So for me, putting the tour together, getting out on the road, we start in California and we head up north, and I'm just like, I'm so excited to not only be in front of my fans, but play this new music. I think it's some of the music that I'm the most proud of. I think it's some of my best work to date. I just want to keep getting better and the show, I just want the show to keep getting better. I want to keep like honing my craft, and I'm really excited to get out on the road and do that.
Dude, well, that's what's up. Betty Who, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
Keep making the fire.
Now you're hooked.
Right? That's all I can say.
Now you're in. Now you're never going anywhere. Now you were like part of the Who crew for sure.
I like that. All right.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. There you go.
Thank you.